Hey, how's it going, everybody? Sarasota Tim. Another one of those days I'm going to wear you out, I guess. I just had to share this with you. I was at my laundromat, and I'm sitting in the car, waiting for the thing to get done. It's the most boring thing in the world is laundry, but you got to do it. And a very nice gentleman, because I got to know him and talk to him for a few minutes. I didn't know him when I saw him. He was blowing. He's a landscaper, and he's blowing. And I guess he owns his own business because he gave me his card. And he's about everything. His name is, he has a little slogan too. I told him about mine about, crush it. And he says mine is get her poured. He does a lot of masonry work, driveways, curbs, and all that, as well as landscape. And it's Mr. Pedro. Put my glasses on just to make sure I got that right. This guy was really cool. Pedro, yes. And Gallo Concrete and more. And I will be promoting him to anyone that needs anything in the area regarding any of those things. He's kind of a jack of all trades, but he specializes in landscaping and in concrete. Another sneezing attack. Well, let me back up a little bit. I'm sitting in my car. He's blowing. Get one of them hurricane blowers. A big one, And I did hear the manager of the laundry area say, oh, when they do the landscaping, they just blow it right to here, but they don't blow it all the way out. So he got out his big blower, and he was blowing in front of my car, under my car, and other cars too, and down this fence line, and tons of dirt and sand and leaves and everything was blowing in the air. He had no choice. He was doing what he was trying to do for the lady that runs the laundromat, trying to do a better job. So I'm looking at my car, and you guys know I get free car washes. It's covered in dirt. And I'm not mad or anything. I know what he's doing. And he's got a blower, and I want him to blow my car when he's done. It'll still need to be washed, but I wanted that major stuff off. So he didn't know I was sitting in my car. I tooted my horn, and I was like, hey, can you blow? And he goes, oh, yeah, just a minute, absolutely. I'm like, okay, thank you. So, I'm sorry, I just had a sneezing attack, and my head is full of crawl. The time was to go get my clothes out. I go in. He takes one of these blowers out of a closet in the laundromat. I guess he worked with the laundromat, so he was going to do more than the landscapers that come around there and blow the parking lot. So he saw me, and he saw my Trump lanyard, and he was talking. Hey, sorry about that, sir. And I go, hey, no problem, man. I appreciate you blowing. It looks very nice out there, how you cleaned it up really good. I said, I got a car wash membership. I just wanted you to blow off like the rough stuff. He said, oh yeah, and I talked to him for a second. And then he went out and started blowing. And I folded my clothes and I got in my car. And I didn't leave right away. I looked at my phone, and I'm uploading another video, and I'm making a couple of changes. And I see him standing outside my window. But he was looking the other way. So I went back to my phone, and I looked up, and he's still standing there. And then he was looking at me. And I rolled down the window and go, hey, man, tap on the window. You needed to talk to me? I'm sorry. And he goes, oh, I saw you on your phone. He's such a nice guy. I saw you on your phone. I didn't want to. I go, no, I'm just sitting here. I'm a YouTuber. I'm looking at stuff on my videos and, making some comments and stuff. He said, oh, I just want to give you my card. And so he gave me his card, and you know the rest. And then he said, we want to make sure November 5th, Donald Trump wins. Now, this is a Latino American, and he's a hard worker, big, strong guy, well-versed in the English language, articulate, and he wants to tell me that he can help if I know anybody. He's marketing, he's networking. And I said, you know what? I will keep your card right here. I said, I'm a promoter. That's what I did most of my life. If I know anybody that needs concrete work, curbs, or any of these other things you might be able to do, and of course landscaping, I'll certainly pass you along. Because first of all, he was very, very kind. He blew off my car. He introduced himself, and he's a Trump supporter. And so I was telling him what I do on my channel. I said, it's an eclectic channel. It's not all about politics. I go, but lately I've been doing that because I'm trying to. He goes, absolutely. And so we got to talking. I said, I also do a devotional once or twice a week if I can. I said, because, I do believe in the Lord Jesus, and I don't hang my head when I said it. He goes, amen. And I mean, we were on the same page. And I said, I'm happy to promote you, my friend. I said, you're very nice. And I said, and we reap what we sow. He goes, absolutely. And I gave him my card, and he saw Crush It on there. He goes, oh, crush it. That's cool. He says, I got Get Her Poured, because he does the concrete. Anyway, it was just an awesome thing. It's always awesome, folks. Like I always tell you, when you talk to people, you spread smiles, you pass out smiles, you compliment people, you find out what they do for a living, you try to network, you try to help one another. This is what being an American is all about. This guy, no telling what I might be able to do for him, of people I will come in contact with in the future. No telling what he will do for me. I gave him my card, and tell others about the channel. And, I got his information here. We may meet again. But a fine young man I never met. Right there. That guy was cool. And I just want you to know that you need to do the same thing. If you're not doing these things, you need to take the time to talk to people. Look them in the eye and ask questions. Get to know people. When I went to the Trump shop yesterday, a gentleman came in wearing a gold necklace, dark shirt. He told me he was like 80 or 80 something. Turns out he owns that building. Turns out he owns half the neighborhood. Well, he owns some stuff. And he's familiar with where I used to live, of who I used to rent from, right there in Whitfield, which is just up the street across from the Sarasota airport. I lived there 6 years. I rented a cottage behind a house that a nice lady owned that I rented from for cheap, $500 a month. But she loved me, and we would hang out together. We had barbecues together. She was something. I rented the place from her while she was in Colorado. She just bought that house, had advertised it, and wasn't even there. We dealt on the phone, and she rented it to me. And she was so happy she did, and I was so happy I met her. And I had a wonderful 6 years there until I decided to move on. We're all passing through in this world. And she eventually sold that house and moved out of state. I don't know where, maybe Colorado. So it's just, people are great. We have a great country, and we don't want to get to the point where we're against one another, or we can't talk about whatever we want to talk about, or anything like this other party wants to do. They want to shush you. People are telling me on my YouTube channel, they're being shushed now. And, that's been going on a while now with social media. And, a lot of things I would like to shush, but at the same time, you can't differentiate one from the other. It's either free speech or not. And, people can argue that, there's certain things you shouldn't say or do, and there are. There are certain things. They'll come knock on your door. You can't make threats. You can't do all these kind of things. So anyway, the point was, I met a nice person this morning. I didn't want to have to do my laundry, but I washed my 2 new Trump shirts. So I have both of them ready to go. I got my free Trump hat. It's a 2021, but when you buy stuff at the Trump shop, he lets you go in that other room and get something for free. And, you know, you got to have a hat for my ensemble. And it fits well. It's navy. It looks nice. I like it. I'll be back out on the streets doing my part, promoting Donald Trump. Do your part. Early voting in Florida, I just found out, is the 21st. Registering to vote, unfortunately, October 7 was the last day, if I'm reading it right. That's too bad for those that didn't register. But if you're registered and you don't vote, or you haven't voted in a long time, or you're thinking you're not going to vote for either one, and all these excuses, shame on you. Yes, who am I to judge you? I'm telling you, your country needs you. You can do whatever you want, but your country is asking for you. Has this country been good to you? Have you been afforded the freedoms that people have fought and died for in wars, multiple wars, so that you can exercise your right to vote or do what you're doing today, to walk down the street, to travel state to state without papers, to be able to say what you want, pretty much? Come on, man. Give back. Give back. Get on down there. Find out where your voting polling area is. Or you can vote in advance if you get something in the mail, if you're still getting that. But please, folks, please vote. You have to vote so we can crush it.